This is Denise Fitzpatrick again, advocate for the mentally ill and also the homeless regards housing discrimination, as well as an activist for housing. I just made a video and I call myself having a watch party. I think it gets me confused sometimes. I'm getting the thing going right, but I wanted to make another video right quick. I was speaking earlier about my Kick Open Some Doors project, whereas I'm inviting property owners to allow people on fixed incomes to be able to live in their own apartment or their own house, because these voucher programs are supposed to give subsidy to these ones based on their incomes. It's just not working out. There are too many people still on the ground. There's too many people still without housing that are mentally ill. They're just ridiculous. All the money that's been given. I've got this letter here from Thom Tillis. I spoke about that on my video that I made before this one. And I'm looking at the figures again. Let me see. I'm going to add the thing on here right quick. Anyway, you'll see here where it speaks about $42 billion, which is the amount that's been allotted for HUD, an increase of $3.9 billion for FY17, of which $230 million was allocated for Section 811 funding. It speaks here, and he says, rest assured, Ms. Fitzpatrick, that the affordable housing policy and related issues, when they are debated before the Senate, I'll keep your thoughts in mind. And I look further up here on the letter, and it speaks about, there's my name, where he's writing it to me. He says, we can agree that affordable and safe housing is necessary to provide stability for families, neighborhoods, and communities, is what he's got here. He goes on to talk about a recent Harvard report and all of this. But anyway, back to myself. He's just talking about the amount of money allotted. And then I think about it, this kind of money is not allotted for people with disabilities to have to live in a rooming house and share a room with someone else paying probably close to $500 or more a month, or a little under $500. That money's not allotted for that type of housing. It's also not allowed for people to have to live in a rooming house, even in their own room, share a kitchen, share a bath. Someone's taking something out the refrigerator. You're arguing, creating an argument because somebody took my food. I've lived in a rooming house. I know all about it. Someone's taken my food. No, I didn't take it. The other person says, well, I had it in here and it's gone. This creates no enjoyment in housing. Or you got a shared bathroom. Well, I need to get in there, but somebody's already in there. Or that person hasn't kept the bathroom clean. Every time I go in there, it's not clean. They need to clean. Anyway, all these types of conditions create a problem, an argument, and no enjoyment in housing. Whoever's right and whoever's wrong. No enjoyment in housing is and can be considered as discrimination. So at any rate, my deal is, again, in my standing up for the rights of those of a protected class, housing discrimination. We need housing for the people that get these checks and just don't have enough to pay the income, to pay the rent and the deposit to get in. Bottom line again, you got the housing vouchers. Well, there's no housing available. But you got all these vouchers going out. Then you got this letter, from Thom Tillis, on all the money that's been allotted for housing for families with disabilities. And as many know, I've got videos about it. I've said it over and over. That is what my son was excluded from, was the safe, decent, and sanitary housing that these monies, Tillis is talking about in the email, are supposed to be for. Well, that's what he was excluded from. Okay. You know, and it's really hard, again, to find people who give a darn. It's hard to find people that will collaborate with me or do something on their own. Yeah, there's some houses going up, and there's people that's going to be living in rooming houses. They're going to be sharing a room, or they're going to be... These people with this kind of money, the mentally ill that receive these checks and all of this, have the right to have their own apartments or their own houses like anyone else. And again, this type of money is not to put somebody in a rooming house and share a bathroom or share a kitchen. and all of that sharing with someone you don't even know creates no enjoyment in housing, because it creates a panel for arguments. You got people in the kitchen arguing with one another. Get out of the kitchen. I need to cook. Somebody trying to run the kitchen because it is not good. Well, I stand again, and many know already, if it's like me listen to this video for the first time, one of my videos for the first time, I am standing against housing discrimination. I am standing because I'm looking at this letter. I was standing before I seen the letter, before I even got the letter, and I get other emails from Thom Tillis. You know, I am standing for fair housing. I am standing so that people with mental disabilities who receive fixed incomes can have their own places and live there with enjoyment in housing, where they can have their own refrigerator and their own bath, their own keys, their own leases, to come in and live in fair housing. Why? Because discrimination is illegal and fair housing is their laws. Collaborate with me and feel good that you have helped someone else. Have a good day.